All right. Hello, everyone, all my subscribers here on YouTube, those who are thinking about subscribing and those who are just kind of popping in to see what all this energy talk is about. Today, I'm talking about the 10 top symptoms for the Ascension process and what does that actually mean? My name is Nancy Rebecca. I am a registered nurse, but I'm also a clairvoyant. And for those of you who've been following me this year, you know that I was diagnosed with breast cancer back in May. I've been going through chemotherapy, through radiation, and I just want to let you know I am finished as of the end of December. So my hair is growing back, and I'm being able to actually start to work with it a little bit. So I'm super excited. My energy, I don't know if it's ascension symptoms or if it's recovery symptoms from my health issues. I kind of seem to think it's probably a combination of both. So what does ascension mean, and what does awakening mean? So ascension means to rise up, to rise up in vibration and frequency. You can almost kind of imagine it's like this dial, like the universe and the earth is going through this kind of raising a vibration, raising a frequency. And so in turn, that's like turning the dial of you up. And as your vibration goes up, you can have what's called ascension symptoms, awakening symptoms that can be, for some people, can be pretty extreme. And for others of you, you're really fortunate if you feel nothing at all but happy. That would be nice. So let me just talk about these ascension symptoms. So I'm kind of mentioning the top 10. There are many, many more than these top 10, but I'm just going to try to put those into a nutshell. But ascension, we are going through a frequency, a change. In the past 6 months especially, there's been vibrational, planetary, astrology type changes that all the astrologists are talking about, have been super excited about. And just because we're heading now, here we are in 2021 in January, so Happy New Year. We do have the Chinese New Year of the bull that's coming up, so I invite you to read more about that as well. But it's not slowing down. The frequency is just changing, rapidly changing, and we're feeling it. We have kind of moved into the air sign. So we've moved from an earth sign to an air sign. Now, I am not an astrologist, but I am an air sign of Aquarius. And I can tell you, I love that kind of lighter, brighter, lightheartedness, light-mindedness way of feeling. I most certainly love feeling that, that kind of just lighter of my soul, especially after 2020, but just even after my own kind of physical health issues that I was getting over. So I'm loving it, and I hope that you're loving it as well. So I did write these down just so that I could make sure and catch all of them. So I'm going to talk about, you might want to get a pencil and piece of paper. But symptom number 1, body aches and pains. So why would this happen? So what's happening is not only are you spiritually ascending, spiritually awakening, but your body is being spiritualized. So your body is an energy field, but it's slower, it's denser, so that it can take form as matter. So if you just take your hands right now and you touch your legs and you touch your arms, you're feeling the physicalness of your human body, but it is still an energy field. So it exists in the 3rd dimension. So you hear a lot of talk about we're ascending into the 5th dimension, but our physical bodies are in the 3rd dimension, and we're in a human body. And even if we are raising the vibration of the 5th dimension, our physical body needs to house our spirit. So both are actually needing to travel together. So what's happening is these higher vibrations and frequencies are going into your bones, your muscles, your connective tissue, your nervous system. Whew. I know for me, I can just feel that frequency just blowing through my nervous system. I can feel kind of agitated, irritated, annoyed. But these aches and pains are growing pains. Now, again, if you're not feeling anything, that does not mean you're not ascending. If you're maybe feeling some light aches, you know, that may be just all that you're going to feel. But for some people, it can feel very strong and very uncomfortable. So you want to take care of yourself, you know, taking salt baths, going for walks. But that's one of the #1 symptoms that I wrote down for you all to kind of pay attention to. Oh gosh, the next one, labile emotions. I'm an air sign, I'm an Aquarius, so I tend to be a little more detached, but I am surrounded, even my 2 children are water signs of Cancer and Pisces. So they're very emotional. So they kind of help keep me kind of aligned with the emotions of what's going on in the world. But having labile emotions means that you can be very, very low in that kind of depressive state. You can be very, very high in that easily kind of enthusiastic, excited, maybe joy, happiness state. And anywhere in between. And I've been hearing from people lately that it's like 1 minute they'll be fine, and the next minute it feels like they need to pick up the couch in the living room and throw it through the front window, that it can be just that extreme. What you're learning how to do is you're learning how to manage the emotions of your body. Your spirit's trying to help you manage the emotions. So they will be labile, but you want to be able to try to manage them. You know what you need to do to help keep your emotions on track, whether it's going for a walk or doing artwork. I'm hearing from spirit a lot that creativity is going to help us with those labile anything. The highs and the lows, having a creative outlet is going to really help with that. So yeah, labile emotions. Oh, let's see. Oh, fatigue. Well, that's been a big one for me. And again, remember I said, I didn't know if it was my health issue or ascension issue. And again, I think it's a combination of both. But I just lately, especially people who never are nap takers, are taking a lot of naps, anywhere from just a 15-minute kind of cat nap, just kind of help kind of blow off that tiredness or that sleepiness, to being able to sleep 3 to 5 hours and you're just gone, or not being able to sleep at all, kind of waking up at night every hour, every 2 hours. So again, it just depends on you. Whether you're going to be sleeping a lot or not sleeping much at all. And the dream world is very, very active right now. I've not ever been I haven't had a big dream recall, but lately I have been having more dreams, and I'm really excited about the dreams because in some ways they're quite prophetic. Prophetic meaning kind of futuristic dreams. So I'm excited about that. Oh, and then also mania. So you might have fatigue where you just can't get off the couch, or you have mania type symptoms. Now, it doesn't mean manic depressive. We all have variations of mania, where we're feeling really good and like we can just get a million projects done at the same time, and we can clean the whole house from top to bottom and it's just sparkling. That is kind of that mania where we just seem like we have so much energy, we don't know how to get rid of it all. So you've got that variety of fatigue to mania, and all of those can be ascension symptoms. Oh, flu-like symptoms. So it can be a mild kind of, am I getting sick? Am I getting the flu? Oh, I feel a little bit nauseated. Oh, I'm kind of getting some chills. I think I'm coming down with a cold. So you might feel things like that. And then on the other side, it's like you definitely feel like you have the flu. You actually are getting sick and you're throwing up and you just are having headaches and achiness all over the body. Yeah, it can definitely be a virus, and probably is, but sometimes it's none of the above. And you're just like, wow, I've got to go to bed for a couple of days. I'm not feeling very well. So take care of those symptoms the same as you would with anything else, whether you are guided to take medication or eat some nice chicken soup with garlic in it or push a lot of fluids. So just know what you need to do to kind of help your body feel more comfortable as it's going through these growing pains. Headaches and migraines. This is very common with ascension symptoms because in our Western world especially, we are thinkers. In the United States, we have amazing minds in the United States. We have amazing minds that are great entrepreneurs, great inventors. I mean, just think about the vaccine. And I'm not saying whether you should have the vaccine or not saying the vaccine. You might be a vaccine person, you might not be a vaccine person. But I have to tell you, my mind was blown away by how quickly they were able to kind of create and manifest a vaccine for COVID. So we have great minds, but as we are ascending, it's like our mind is moving from the front seat of the car at the steering wheel to the back, and our spirit is moving to the front. Well, your mind may not want to give up that seat in the car. And so you're going to have some kind of limiting thought patterns that want to hang on, or what we kind of call ego. And we have positive ego and we have negative ego, but the ego where it's fighting, it's like, no, I need to stay in charge of everything. I need to stay in control. So you might have headaches. Just know that, oh, your spirit is trying to dissolve that control energy or fear or critical energy or perfectionism energy so that your spirit can move more front and center during these next few years as we are expanding spiritually. Again, do whatever you need to do, what you are drawn to do to feel more comfortable. For me personally, when I have a headache, I like to just try to meditate my way through it, but I am not resistant to taking a couple of Tylenol if I need to. All right, one of the other symptoms can be depression and anxiety. So I kind of talked about that a little bit, kind of the highs and the lows. If your energy's in the past, and you're trying to figure out what happened in my childhood, or what happened in my first marriage, or what happened when I was raising kids, or trying to figure out work. It's like if your energy's in the past, trying to figure out the past, your physical body is going to feel a little more depressed because it's not uplifted by your soul, because all your energy's in the past trying to figure things out. In the future is anxiety. I know a lot of us have been worrying the past several years about our future, especially during this global pandemic. Many people have lost jobs, or maybe they kept their jobs, but it had to change dramatically. I know for me, doing psychic readings for people, I had never done it on Zoom before. It's kind of challenging to do a reading for someone when I can see my own image reflect back to me. So those were kind of stressful changes. Our learning curve has been very, very steep this year. So we can kind of think about, how am I going to survive in the future? How's my business going to survive? So if your energy is in the future, you can have a lot of anxiety. So just remembering to pull your energy out of the past and out of the future, being in the present moment can help. A shaman recently told me, a medicine man told me, that on the other side of the door of anxiety is always a gift. So always remember that. And for me, I know when I go through a really hard time, I know that I get a reward. My spirit, somehow I get a reward, whether it's a new level of psychic intuitive ability or just a new level of feeling good. My spirit always gives me a reward. I've talked about your dream patterns changing. Your spirit travels into the astral plane at night. It leaves your body. It goes through several dimensions to the higher dimensions, and then it goes, oh my gosh, I have some relief from the heaviness of earth and the heaviness of the body. And you've already heard me mention that retention of dream recall is on the rise, and prophecy, kind of having a sense about what's happening, what's coming up for you. So that's on the rise. But again, no worries if you're not remembering your dreams. For me, most of the time, I don't remember my dreams. My mind is very active during the day. So at night, a lot of times my spirit's like, just go out, Nancy. Let's not stimulate you in your dream world. And so just know that what is right for you may not be right for someone else, and vice versa. So that's number 8, your dream patterns changing. Mental telepathy. So mental telepathy can mean that you can hear sounds, like what am I writing here? Bells, chimes, popping sounds, tapping sounds, singing, buzzing. You might hear a high-pitched ringing in your ears, or a low-pitched ringing, or a variety of frequencies of sound. You can hear it in your head, you can hear it in your ear. People have begun hearing trees talk to them and plants talk to them. You might hear your name called. You may hear a loved one on the other side. Mental telepathy is on the rise. Remember 30 years ago, it was really considered woo-woo, and it was like, we can't do that. Well, I can just tell you, so many people are really opening up to their mental telepathy, to where they can hear thoughts, hear words from someone else's mind, from your spirit guide. So where before, when I would teach this 25 years ago, trying to teach people how to talk to their spirit guides, and they're like, I'm not getting anything, to where now it's like, okay, talk to your spirit guide. And they're like, okay. They don't even ask me, how do you do that? I can't do that. Like, that's not even part of the conversation here. People are already kind of naturally, organically doing that, especially our younger generations. Seeing spirit. So this is Ascension Symptom Gift Ability number 10. So I'm a clairvoyant, which means I can see energy fields around people, around trees. I can see into the spirit world at the same time I can see into the physical world. But that is not the only kind of clairvoyance, clear seeing that you can have. You can close your eyes and see and look at the tree and see what the color of energy is around a tree or a person. So that's more of an internal clairvoyance, clear seeing, and an external clairvoyance. So sometimes people have to close their eyes to see spirits in the room. So I want you to play with both sides of that. But often what's happening now in the ascension process, as it's rising, you'll kind of catch something out of the corner of your eye. But when you go to look, you don't see anything, because what's happening is you have to keep kind of a daydreamy eyes off to the side. And the spirit world tells me, it's like, if I just showed up front and center in front of someone, it would scare them to death. So we come in just little bits at a time to get you used to it. So if you find your head kind of moving to the left or the right, or something over in the corner of the room catches your eye, just know that you're not crazy, and that your own soul, your own spirit, the ascension process is getting you ready, more comfortable with seeing into the spiritual world. Make peace with beliefs that you have around your ability to talk to spirits or not. If you need someone to give you permission to say, it's not only possible, it's not only probable, it is happening. In this current day and age that we're in, all these kind of intuitive psychic abilities are finally kind of releasing the chains, releasing the limitations, and that our natural organic ability to express like that as a soul is coming to the surface. So it's happening. There isn't really much you could do to avoid it. So I'm super excited. I've been waiting for a long, long time, and I know many of my clients and students have been waiting as well. How do you treat these symptoms? So I've mentioned just about 5. Number 1 at the top of the list. So I'm talking about the symptoms. You like the bonus, you like the gift of the ascending process, but the aches and pains and growing pains, exercise. And if that doesn't help you, exercise more. So I can tell you, I do a minimum of 30 minutes of walking a day. And I try to kind of push it up to an hour. You might do workouts, you might find on YouTube, some yoga, some stretching, going up and down stairs, but exercise, exercise, exercise. Your body's going to thank you because your body can blow off that tension and then more of your spirit can come into your body. Eating well, as best as you can. We're not tolerating sugar very well in this ascension process. I remember yesterday I was thinking, my mind, I think about having ice cream, but there is nothing in my body that rises to get excited about that. That is just not my norm. I love ice cream, but it was just like, I just can't even crave it anymore. So, so just to know that you might notice dietary changes. You want to drink a lot more water because remember, water helps detox, and then your spirit uses water. Electricity travels further in water. So the fluids in your body, your spirit can be in the flow more as it moves into the body. And protein or vegetarian, it is whatever is right for you, whatever your spirit's calling you to do. But I know that people who have developed themselves highly spiritually and have been on vegetarian diets for a long time, they may sometimes need to eat meat, animal protein. So, and so just know what's right for you. Grounding meditation. So on my website, intuitivemind.org, I have some free links to guided meditations on how to ground. So you can listen to those as well. And even here on this YouTube page, I've got some grounding meditations for you. Number 4, being in service. And in some ways, I almost feel like this should be number 1. There is nothing that will get you out of your slump faster than doing something for someone else. Even if you say, I'm going to make a cup of tea for my husband or my wife, or I'm going to make some food for my child or my sister or my parents, or I'm going to run an errand for someone. When you just do things, even simple acts of service like that, you forget what's going on for you. You're forgetting the aches and pains and the ascension symptoms. So, and then just number 5, you are just kind of reminding what's going to help is reframing your mind, meaning, oh, I don't feel very good. And you check in with your spirit, and your spirit's like, yes, but if you could see how bright your spirit is right now, how bright your soul is. Like for me, it's like when I was diagnosed with cancer, that's horrible. But my spirit was super excited when I asked my spirit, why are you so excited? I've been diagnosed with cancer. And my spirit said, because the treatment is going to help you move out some huge blocking energy so that you can really enjoy more of the awakening process. You can enjoy more of your spirit in your body once it's all over. So see that perspective? Where, oh, woe is me, versus, all right, spirit, I'm going to trust that at the end, I'm going to feel a lot better. And I do. Some days I feel a lot better. Some days my body might take about another year to fully integrate the healing that I've gone through. But we are all together. And I guess that's where I want to kind of wrap up this video. We are always stronger together than we are apart. So if you are isolated, you're alone, you don't really have anybody to connect to, reach out. There's a lot of Facebook groups. There's a lot of YouTube groups that you can be a part of. You can write letters. You can ask people to write you letters. So just find ways, because we are entering into unity consciousness. So we do want to find ways to start building those relationships. And right now, one of the only ways we can do it is virtually. So, so keep practicing. You'll get more comfortable with it. I know that I have. It's taken me a few years, but I am getting more comfortable with it as well. But I do love being back in the saddle again, and my intention is to start releasing videos again every week. So If you are liking what you're hearing and you're kind of interested to hear more, please click the subscribe button and make a comment in the comment section, and share if you have other friends that you think that would like to be a part of our group. And I look forward to touching base with you next week. All right, take care, everyone.